I used to be an absolute jack off, an absolute Jeffrey, an absolute pussy. I didn't know what to do with my life. I wasn't productive at all. I didn't have any goals. And worst of all, I thought that you need a fancy monitor, a mouse that weighs 3 grams, a mechanical keyboard, RGB lights in the background. I thought I needed all that bullshit, but you don't. You don't need that fancy setup, that fancy workplace in order to become productive, in order to become disciplined, in order to become consistent. You don't need all those things. And I'm going to tell you exactly how and why you don't need all those things. So, yeah, let's get straight to it. Why don't you need a fancy workplace and how you can make work with whatever you have currently? But before we get to the juice, to the special sauce of the video, I want to talk about something else. By clicking the top link in the description down below, you can hop on a free call with me and I'll give you personal advice, real life advice on fixing your productivity, your discipline and consistency. And by clicking the second link in the description down below, you can subscribe to my email newsletter if you're interested in that. So, do you need a fancy workplace? No, you don't need a fancy workplace. It's just a straightforward answer. If you're actually sane, if you actually have a common sense, you will know that you don't need that fancy monitor. You don't need all of that. You don't need that huge gaming PC. You don't need all of that bullshit. Learn to say no to the things which don't make a positive difference to your life. Make work with whatever you have. So the first thing which you have to do is realize that it's all about your productivity. It's not about your PC or how good your monitor is or if you have colorful RGB lights right behind you. It doesn't matter. It's all dependent upon your priority, your productivity, and your ability to focus, your ability to set goals, and your ability to stay consistent and stay focused and stay concentrated, stay disciplined. It's all about productivity. Productivity, productivity, productivity. It's all about that. It's not about your workplace. I can't stress how much people get wrong with this. You don't need that fancy workplace. It's all about your focus, your priority, and your concentration. Install that belief, drill that belief into your mind. It's all about your productivity, not your workplace. The second thing is that how bad do you want your priority? How bad do you want your goals? How bad do you want to achieve that main goal, that future life, that big life that you want in the future for the next 3 to 5 years? How bad do you want it? How willing are you to work hard for it every single day to get to that goal? How bad do you want it? How much work do you want to put in? Don't be a pussy. You have to put a lot of work in. It's gonna be hard, and who said it's not gonna be hard? Be ready to put in the work, be willing to put in the work, and you will win. Be willing to be productive, be disciplined and consistent, and you will win in life. It's not about your fancy workplace. It's all about how bad you want to get to that future life. How bad do you want to get to that huge, jacked physique? How bad do you want that $10,000 a month? How bad do you want those good grades at school? Be willing to sacrifice every single thing to become productive and achieving your goals. Go all in. Go all in on your priorities, all in on your goals, and all in on your future self. The third thing is that make work with whatever you have. As I said, you don't need all that fancy shit. Make work with whatever you have. I'll tell you my personal story. I don't have any fancy things. I don't have any fancy shit. This is what my keyboard looks like. It's a fucking plastic keyboard. This is what my mouse looks like. And I have a laptop from 2012, but I'm still working super hard. I'm unfazed. I am not controlled by all these things because I know that when I'll put in the work, it's all that matters. The work I put in is all that matters. The workplace, the things that I use, the equipment that I use doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I have this fancy standing desk or RGB lights. It's all dependent on my work. So learn to make work with whatever you have. Stop being a crybaby. Stop being a pussy. Be a man and make work with whatever you have. The fifth and final thing is that Make the future your goal. Think of the future every single time. Delayed gratification over instant gratification. Keep thinking about all the things that you want, all the things that you want to have in the future. What does your future life look like? Maybe you're super rich, you're super jacked, maybe you're a professional football player, whatever. What does your future life look like? Ask yourself that question and make it a dream life, the thing that you work hard to achieve every single day. And I'll give you another pro tip here. Even though I still want a fancy workplace, but I still have to work with whatever I have right now. Make that your future goal. Use that as motivation. Use that fancy workplace, that fancy equipment, that fancy PC, that huge monitor as motivation to work even harder towards your goal. And I'm telling you that that alone is going to change your life. So those were the 4 things which you can do today in order to get a lot of work done. And you don't need a fancy workplace. Just, it's all about productivity. How bad do you want to achieve that future goal, that future life, and make work with whatever you have, and focus on the future, focus on your future goals, and make that fancy workplace, use that fancy workplace as motivation to work even harder every single day. Click the first link in the description down below to join my coaching program, and click the second link in the description down below to subscribe to my email newsletter. Thank you for watching, and remember, action over words.